Have you ever heard of someone so captivating, so undeniably magnetic, that they seem to rewrite the rules of what it means to shine? That's Milana Vayntrub for you. She's the kind of person who grabs your attention without even trying and then keeps it, leaving you wondering, what makes her so different? But here's the twist, her allure isn't about the usual glamour or controversy. No, it's something far more intriguing, something that leaves fans utterly obsessed. Milana first popped onto our radar as the charming, witty Lily Adams in those @T commercials. You've seen her, you probably even liked her without realizing it. But there's so much more to her than the friendly face selling phones. What makes Milana stand out isn't just her talent or beauty, it's the way she unapologetically breaks the mold. She's bold, authentic, and completely unfiltered in a world that often demands perfection. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. What if I told you that the reason fans can't get enough of Milana is because she's indecent? Not in the scandalous, tabloid kind of way, but in the best way possible. Milana refuses to conform to what society expects from women in the spotlight. She challenges norms, flips expectations upside down, and redefines what it means to be irresistible. And there's a reward for staying with me until the end of this video. You're going to uncover why Milana Vayntrub is unlike anyone else you've seen before. By the time we're done, you won't just understand her charm, you'll feel it. Trust me, this story will change the way you see her, and maybe even the way you see yourself. Are you ready to find out what makes Milana Vayntrub so irresistibly captivating? Let's get into it. It all began with something simple, selling cell phones. Milana Vayntrub wasn't a household name when she first appeared as Lily Adams in @T commercials. She wasn't a Hollywood starlet or a tabloid favorite. Yet somehow she became unforgettable. Why? Because Milana didn't just play a character, she made you feel like you were talking to a friend, warm, relatable, and effortlessly charming. But here's the surprising part. While most people saw her as that girl from the commercials, Milana was quietly building something bigger. Beneath that friendly smile was someone who refused to settle for being just a face on TV. She wasn't interested in fame for fame's sake. Instead, Milana wanted to make an impact, and that's exactly what she did. This is where the story takes a turn. As her popularity grew, so did the pressures of being in the public eye. Suddenly, the internet wasn't just praising her talent, it was dissecting her every move. Most people would crumble under the weight of that scrutiny. But Milana, she turned it into fuel. She didn't let the noise define her. Instead, she used her newfound platform to speak out about issues that matter. What's even more fascinating is how Milana's rise wasn't typical. She didn't rely on blockbuster movies or red carpet appearances. Instead, she built her fame on something far more powerful: authenticity. She didn't play by the rules, and fans noticed. They saw her as someone who was real, someone who wasn't afraid to show her flaws, her struggles, and her truth. And here's where you'll want to keep watching. What Milana did next is what sets her apart from everyone else in Hollywood. She didn't just challenge expectations, she shattered them. Stay with me, because in the next section we're going to uncover how Milana turned her fame into a tool for change, and why her boldness continues to captivate millions. Here's a question for you: when you hear the word indecent, what comes to mind? Probably scandal, controversy, or someone breaking all the wrong rules. But when it comes to Milana Vayntrub, the word takes on a whole new meaning. Milana is indecent because she refuses to play by the outdated rules society imposes on women in the spotlight. From the moment she stepped into the public eye, Milana wasn't interested in being just another polished, picture-perfect celebrity. She was honest, unfiltered, and, yes, bold enough to talk about things many shy away from. Whether it's body image, sexism, or mental health, Milana speaks out with a kind of raw honesty that's rare in Hollywood. She's not trying to fit into anyone's expectations, she's rewriting them entirely. One of the clearest examples of her indecency is her unapologetic approach to body positivity. Milana has faced criticism and cruel comments online about her appearance, but instead of staying silent or conforming, she chose to stand tall. She embraced her imperfections and made it clear that her worth isn't tied to how she looks. In a world where women are often judged by impossible beauty standards, Milana's openness is like a breath of fresh air. And her fearlessness doesn't stop there. Milana also uses her platform to call out the challenges women face in the entertainment industry. She's spoken about the sexism, the unrealistic expectations, and the constant pressure to be perfect. Instead of sugarcoating these issues, Milana confronts them head-on, reminding everyone that it's okay to demand better, not just for herself, but for others too. But here's what makes her truly irresistible: Milana's boldness doesn't come from trying to stand out. It comes from staying true to herself. She's not afraid to show the world who she really is, and that kind of authenticity is rare. And if you think this is impressive, wait until you hear how she turned her boldness into a force for good. In the next section, we'll dive into Milana's activism and how she's used her voice to spark real change in the world. Trust me, this is where her story gets even more inspiring. Stay with me, because you won't want to miss what's coming next. When most people think of celebrities, they think of glamorous parties and flashy red carpets. But Milana Vayntrub has never been interested in those things. Instead, she's used her fame to bring attention to causes that truly matter, causes that many shy away from. And this is where Milana's story takes a powerful turn. Milana is a passionate activist, especially when it comes to supporting refugees. Her connection to this cause is deeply personal. She herself was once a refugee. Born in Uzbekistan, Milana and her family fled to the United States when she was just a child, seeking safety and a better life. That experience shaped her, fueling her empathy and drive to help others in similar situations. But Milana didn't stop at simply raising awareness. She turned her words into action. She co-founded the Can't Do Nothing campaign, a movement aimed at providing support to refugees around the globe. Whether it's fundraising, volunteering, or using her platform to amplify voices that often go unheard, Milana has proven that she's not just another celebrity with a cause. She's someone who truly cares and backs it up with meaningful work. Here's where it gets even more impressive. Milana's activism isn't about seeking applause or attention. In fact, she's faced backlash for speaking out on controversial topics. But instead of backing down, she's leaned in. She's refused to let negativity silence her, showing fans and critics alike that standing up for what's right is always worth it. Milana's activism has become a cornerstone of her public persona, and it's a big part of why fans admire her so much. She's not afraid to use her platform for good, even when it's risky or unpopular. In a world where so many play it safe, Milana's courage stands out. But we're not done yet. There's still more to uncover about what makes Milana so captivating. In the next section, we'll explore how she's challenged the idea of perfection in Hollywood and why her unapologetic authenticity has made her a true icon. You won't want to miss this part. It might just change how you see fame forever. Hollywood has always had a strict playbook for its stars: look flawless, say the right things, and never rock the boat. But Milana Vayntrub didn't get that memo. Instead, she's written her own rules, showing that perfection isn't just overrated, it's unattainable. Milana has been open about her experiences in an industry that often prioritizes appearance over talent. She's spoken out about the pressure to look a certain way, act a certain way, and even think a certain way. But instead of conforming, Milana turned those expectations upside down. She made it clear that she's not here to please everyone, and that's exactly why so many people love her. One of the most striking ways Milana has challenged Hollywood norms is by embracing her authenticity. She doesn't hide her struggles with body image, mental health, or the unrealistic demands placed on women in entertainment. Instead, she talks about them openly, creating a connection with fans who appreciate her honesty. And her impact doesn't stop at words. Milana has faced intense online harassment, with people criticizing her for everything from her appearance to her opinions. But rather than retreat, she's stood her ground, using these moments as opportunities to speak out against the toxic culture that tries to tear women down. Here's what's fascinating: by refusing to fit into Hollywood's mold, Milana has redefined what it means to be a star. She's shown that vulnerability and strength can coexist, and that being yourself is far more powerful than pretending to be perfect. But Milana's story doesn't just stop at challenging Hollywood's beauty standards. It's also about how she's inspired millions to see themselves differently. And in the next section, we'll uncover how her unapologetic authenticity has made her an icon for self-acceptance. This is the part where everything comes together, so stick around, it's worth it. In a world obsessed with filters, flawless selfies, and unattainable ideals, Milana Vayntrub stands out as a rare and refreshing example of self-acceptance. Her message is simple yet profound: you are enough just as you are. But how did she become a symbol of self-empowerment for so many? It starts with her willingness to embrace her imperfections. Milana hasn't shied away from sharing her struggles with body image and the unrealistic standards set by society. She's been honest about the insecurities she's faced, making her incredibly relatable to fans who deal with the same issues. But instead of letting those challenges define her, she's turned them into a message of resilience. Milana's approach to self-acceptance goes beyond just words. She's shown it in her actions, her social media presence, and even her humor. She often posts unfiltered, real moments that remind her followers that life isn't always polished and that's okay. This kind of transparency is rare, especially in an industry that thrives on perfection. What's even more inspiring is how she's used her platform to encourage others to see their worth. Whether she's speaking out against body shaming or advocating for mental health awareness, Milana's message is clear: you don't have to fit a certain mold to be valuable. Her confidence and authenticity have made her a role model for people of all ages, genders, and backgrounds. But what truly sets Milana apart is her unapologetic refusal to let others dictate her narrative. In an age where so many people bend to public opinion, she stands firm in her beliefs and values. And that kind of strength is magnetic. It's part of what keeps fans so captivated by her. As we head into the final section, we'll tie everything together and reveal why Milana's story matters so much. Her journey isn't just about her, it's about challenging all of us to think differently about what it means to live authentically. Trust me, the conclusion is where it all clicks into place. Milana Vayntrub's story is more than a tale of a successful actress or a courageous activist, a testament to what happens when someone refuses to play by society's outdated rules. Her charm isn't just about her smile or wit, it's about the fearless way she's chosen to live. Think about everything she's accomplished. From captivating audiences as the relatable and endearing Lily Adams to standing tall in the face of adversity, Milana has shown us what true strength looks like. She's turned her personal struggles into platforms for change, proving that vulnerability can be a superpower. But here's the most important takeaway: Milana's story isn't just hers. It's a mirror reflecting what all of us are capable of when we stop trying to meet impossible expectations and start living authentically. She's reminded us that it's okay to challenge the status quo, to speak up for what we believe in, and to embrace who we truly are even when it's hard. This is why fans can't stop talking about Milana Vayntrub. She's not just an actress or an activist. She's a symbol of courage, resilience, and unapologetic self-acceptance. And her legacy: it's inspiring a generation to break free from societal norms and live on their own terms. So now, as we wrap up, here's a question to think about. What could you accomplish if you let go of the need to conform and embraced your true self? Milana's story shows us that the possibilities are endless, and maybe it's time to start writing your own. If this video has made you think differently about authenticity, self-acceptance, or even your own potential, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Who knows? Milana's story might just inspire them the way it's inspired you.